Thank you all for coming out here tonight. One of the biggest honors I've ever had is to be the mayor of Arlington. Some of y'all may have heard this story, but I'm going to tell it to you real short, like I'm one of the reasons why I decided to run. I have 4 kids. Yes, I have 3 ex-wives, but I have 4 kids. We don't talk about all of it, all right? One of my kids, my youngest son, has cerebral palsy. He's short and crooked. And growing up in Arlington, he kept telling me, "Dad, I'm going to be an actor." And I would be the father that said, "Well, son, you're short and crooked. It's going to be really hard for you to be an actor. Let's work on plan B." Luckily, my son didn't listen to me. He went to Creative Arts Theater up on Randall Mill Road. He went to Theater Arlington. He went to Casa Manana in Fort Worth. Went to Lamar and did their drama program over there. And this community gave him the courage and the confidence to follow his dreams. I didn't give that to him. As much as I would love to take credit for what he did, what he's done, I didn't give it to him. My son, during COVID, auditioned for a show that was streaming online. I didn't think much about it, but they couldn't see that he was short and crooked, and they hired him. And he showed up and they were shocked because he walks with a very distinctive limp. But they kept him, and now the show has become one of the most popular shows on TV. It was picked up by Paramount, bought out by Netflix. It's called The Chosen, about the life of Christ. Woo! Woo! Yeah. And in looking at what he has accomplished, in doing that, he's been on all kinds of TV shows, every episode of 1883, Black Panther 2. He has a podcast called What's Your Limp? He just bought himself $1 million home. The kid has just skyrocketed with his acting and entertainment career. He wasn't successful because I was the best parent in the world. I wish I could take credit for every single thing Arlington's doing right now, but let me tell you something. Mark's right when he talks about the staff and our city management and the incredible council that we have in Arlington. I can't take credit for all of it. We're doing some great things, but I am a part of it. But it was this community that really took care of my son when the time came. When COVID hit and I couldn't do curbside service at my restaurant, it was this community that came back and really hit it hard and supported my restaurant. It was this community that has taken care of my family and my business. That is why I love this community. Now, I've been through 2 elections. Y'all elected me once, you re-elected me a second time. At neither time have I been the perfect individual. Folks, I haven't become perfect over these last 5 years. When I first became mayor, I started to preach we need jobs, jobs, jobs. Because in my mind, good, solid jobs is what makes everything better. It makes housing more affordable. It helps with homelessness. It brings crime down because we have more people gainfully employed. Across the board, solid jobs is what makes a community better. And I'm happy to report tonight that we have succeeded in bringing quality jobs. Since my first election, We have brought over 27,000 new jobs to Arlington. We have increased the average salary in Arlington by more than 20%. And we have brought 13 new North American or world headquarters to the city. We're not done. As those who have served, and I know we have a number of former council members here and current council members, of those who have served and are serving, we got stuff in the pipeline we just can't tell you about yet. But we have good stuff still happening. For those reasons, we started to gain early support from entities like Arbor, the Arlington Board of Realtors, who have come out and given me their endorsement 3 election seasons in a row. And I appreciate them so much. I had a little short formula on attracting jobs. And to be candid, I didn't know if it was going to work or not. But the formula was this: the more I spoke to prospective employers, prospective businesses wanting to move here, the more I found that they were looking at 3 things. They wanted to know, first of all, did they have a good place to send their kids to school? Do we have education opportunities for my employees to send their kids here? And the first thing I did as mayor when it came to education was create the Mayor's Education Coalition, where for the first time in the state of Texas, we brought together our public schools here in Arlington, Mansfield ISD, Arlington ISD, Kennedale, HEB, all of them came on board, along with charter schools, along with private schools, and with the Homeschooling Association, and together with TCC and UTA, so that we can work collaboratively for the betterment of our kids as a whole. It's never been done before, and we've had tremendous success. I asked Dr. Victoria Ferrara-Myers to chair that, and she has done a phenomenal job at working together. They've created programs like See Something, Say Something to deal with school safety, and the Read What program to deal with literacy. I'm very proud about what we're doing from an education perspective. The second thing that businesses are looking at is your community safe? Is your community safe? Well, here's the reality. When I first became mayor, I inherited significant problems between the city of Arlington, City Hall, and our first responders. The Arlington firefighters had sued the city of Arlington for going civil service and being retaliated against and things such as that. The first thing we did was to settle the lawsuit, to reinstate the benefits that they were taken away from them, and mend those relationships. Yeah. That is why they have continuously endorsed me for mayor, and they've come out early already, as you can see from the signs here, that the Arlington firefighters will continue to stand with us and fight. And let me tell you how important it is, because you see the police signs as well. Our police were having a difficult time in negotiating what they were doing with meet and confer and everything else along the line, and we streamlined that process. Me and council hired the necessary people to do 4-man staffing in Arlington that they needed for years and years and years, and they never got. That protects our firefighters, and it gives our citizens better protection when it comes to the response of our fire department. We increased the police department. Our fire officers have a new program called Whole Blood that's been implemented 5 months ago, the first city in the state of Texas where they are able to administer blood at the scene, saving over 20 lives already in 5 months. Our police department is off the chart advanced when it comes to the technological advances that they have and the support of the police department. We have one of the most robust aviation departments anywhere in the country. I've traveled to Chicago with Chief Jones, and they were floored by having an understanding that Arlington was the first city in the country to get FAA approval to fly our drones from an enclosed control room. We have drone responses that are being run out of the police department where our officers don't have to have line of sight on them like all other cities. That is why the Arlington Police Association has come out early to endorse me as well. The third thing really sort of shocked me as I was starting to talk to people, and businesses look to see how Arlington deals with Arlington. What do we do with one another? How do we treat one another? And when I became mayor, I rapidly realized that there are parts of our community that, as much as I could try to empathize with, I could not. So I created advisory councils. I have advisory councils for the Black, Latino, Asian, Muslim, LGBTQ+, Jewish, Hindu, women, elderly, disabled, and I meet with them, most of them on a monthly basis, to talk about what is important to those parts of our community. Because I'm a 65-year-old, white, heterosexual Christian man. That's how I see the world. If I want to know what it's like from the eyes of my Latino community or Black community, it'd be prudent upon me to ask them. So that's what I think. Let me tell you the benefits that we've been able to get with that. Gaza war broke out. Remember that? Protest, either pro-Palestinian or anti-Palestinian protests were going on in cities all over here in North Texas. My Muslim and Jewish advisory councils came to me and they said, Mayor, what can we do differently? We did a joint proclamation presented at City Council where our Jewish community and our Muslim community stood together with a no-hate proclamation. Stood together, and it was the first time ever that I saw a standing ovation from the gallery at City Hall. Because treating each other with dignity and respect is important. This year, Arlington passed Houston as the most diverse city in the state of Texas.
Woo. Yeah.
I am convinced that we are the most diverse city in the state of Texas because we are the most welcoming city in the state of Texas. Now, one thing I promised all my friends that helped me put this together was that I wanted to speak long, and I'm not going to. But I've seen the rhetoric, or heard the rhetoric out there. I have a couple of opponents, and there's attacks that go on. I don't care about that. Here's what I care about. None of these things is good for Arlington. Divisive behavior is not good for Arlington. I love this community. If I felt this community was going in the wrong direction, I would be the first one to raise my hand and try to tag out like a professional wrestler and get somebody else in here that could do something better. But we're on the right track. We are on the world stage this year with the World Cup, with the Grand Prix of Arlington, and with everything going on. This is not the right time to be dividing Arlington. Not that there is a right time, but this is not the right time. So we're going to stay focused on what we're doing. I'll commit to you this. I'm not going to engage in nasty, vindictive, retaliatory rhetoric that is happening in campaigns everywhere else. We're going to stay focused on what matters in this community, and what matters in this community is us taking care of each other. Us making sure we're continuing to bring quality jobs to Arlington.
Yeah.
We're continuing to increase the average salaries here in Arlington. We're continuing to bring the headquarters to Arlington. And we just simply love and respect one another. So, thank you all for coming out here. Thank you for your support. I cannot tell you how touched I am to see y'all all come out here. And if you look around here, there's a whole lot of us that don't agree with one another. There's a whole lot of us like that. But I'll continue to be authentic and honest. I'll continue to be transparent. And I'll continue to love this community like it deserves to be loved. And I can't thank y'all enough for being out here. God bless y'all. Larry,